We are here to share a little bit of health and wellness information with you on today. And we will be, I don't see my, be talking about boosting your immune system. Okay, we'll start off by creating a healthy lifestyle and boosting your immune system. Actually, there are many ways that we can boost our immune system. And of course, you want to do it naturally if you can. But it's fall season, so everybody's going into this hay fever, allergy. It's going to be cold season, flu season soon. All of this, along with coronavirus, is can be a bad mixture. So what I'm trying to do is get us to get in the mindset to go ahead and get our bodies where it will fight off stuff naturally itself. So here are 6 things that we can do to boost our immune system. Number one thing is water is the best thing to hydrate yourself. Hydration. I can't tell you enough about hydration. And I am a terrible person at drinking that water myself. So we should have eight ounce glasses of water per day. That is 64 ounces of water. And that can be hard to do. And that's a lot of water. So what I found myself having to do is get creative. I'll sometimes put blueberries, lemons, strawberries, apple, cucumber, anything to make the water have a little bit of flavor, but then I'm still getting the hydration from that water that I need because our bodies need that water. All of our vital functions really depend a lot on that hydration. We even, after we go to bed and sleep at night, we wake up that morning, your body is dehydrated just from sleeping because all of our natural autonomic body system are still taking place while we're sleeping. We're moving, we're turning over, and we're breathing. So that still uses energy. So the first thing that you can do when you wake up, go ahead and get that first glass of water. And if you like me, I'll have my fruit already ready, or my lemon sliced up in there, and I'll get that first glass in. After that, it shouldn't be so hard. If you like warm stuff, like it's fixing to be cold now, a lot of the different teas are good, but I would suggest the decaffeinated teas because caffeine also has dehydration properties. If you notice when you drink caffeine, you go to the bathroom and you urinate a lot. So I would suggest the decaffeinated. Okay. Regular exercise. Exercise and regular, we often think of it just in ways of preventing chronic illnesses like heart disease, high blood pressure, weight control. But exercise actually also contributes to your general well health, your well being, and your immune system. It's going to promote good circulation that allows your body's immune system and the substance of the immune system to move through your body freely to do their jobs effectively and efficiently. Take for instance, when you have surgery and they put those what we call those sequential stockings on your legs, and they plug them in and they squeeze and let go. That is simulating actually you walking. So that exercise, when we walk, it pushes the blood back up, the blood flow back up to the tops of our bodies to keep it oxygenated. So walking at least 10,000 steps, 5 miles per day is really give you 90 active minutes a day. And that's excellent. And not only for getting the weight off, but it's also very active in keeping your bone health and your general health. And that way, overall health, you're going to be good because by the time you get home, you cook dinner, you eat a little something, you get a bath, you should get a good night's rest after getting all those steps in. It seems like a lot But if you have one of those little smart watches and you don't even notice that you're counting, you look at it, man, I don't walk that many steps, and it doesn't even seem like it. So if you just start it and just try to get into the habit of it, it won't seem so hard after a while. Okay, stress less. And I know for some people that's a hard thing to do. Um, the field that I work in the nursing field, is a very stressful field. But I have learned that in even that, when you leave work, leave it at home. I mean, when you leave it at work, leave it at work. And when you're at home, find things that you can do to de stress from the day, because you need time to wind down, spend some time with your family. Give yourself some self care, get a massage, or go for a light walk, or go and visit with a friend, uh, do some hobbies that you've forgotten about that you haven't done for a while. Do something creative, writing. And some people find that meditating, singing, anything that's going to keep your mind off of stressful situations, because whatever that problem is at that job or wherever you were, when you get up in the morning, it's still going to be there, and you're going to need to go about your day, but you're going to need to be able to get that stress level down so you can have a well night's rest. And right into our getting a good night's sleep. Sleep is a regenerative process for your body. So when we're sleeping, and when we're sleep deprived, your natural immune cells, or your T cells, what they call, they go down. And this causes a lot of inflammatory diseases, inflammatory processes to go on in your body. Sometimes it causes joint pains, causes the immune system to be really low. It causes people to have autoimmune diseases. So getting that proper rest, um, if you can't do it, sometimes people take stuff. I'm not one. I don't believe in taking something to make me sleep. But if I am having problems and having a sleepless night, I will drink some warm tea. Warm fluids seem to do the job. And like I said, make sure that it's decaf, because the caffeine is going to keep you awake. So make sure it's decaffeinated. And there are a lot of inflammatory diseases that comes with not getting proper rest and not exercising ourselves and not taking time to just take care of us. And then we want to eat foods with probiotics. Probiotics are live microorganisms which, when administered in adequate amounts, confer a health benefit. Research has shown that they are some of the best foods to boost the immunity. Include regularly eating fermented and cultured foods that contain probiotics. Look for live active cultures on the label. Some foods that contains these probiotics, and you should have seen them. I know there is a Greek yogurt. In the Greek yogurt, in the yogurt section, is where they usually have the probiotic different things. You can find many different kinds, but these are some of the foods that contain the probiotics. So we have our sauerkraut, any of your dairy products. Like I said, the Greek yogurt seems to be the best because it has less sugar in it than a lot of the other ones. Your sourdough breads, your soy temp, and your miso soup. And kombucha, I'm really not sure what that is. And I read somewhere where beets is another good thing for it. Your cheeses, buttermilk, you can get that cultured buttermilk, yogurt, curdled milk, um, Japanese soy sauce. Oh, there's their kombucha. Kombucha. I guess I'm saying that correctly. and that is fermented, lightly sweetened black or green tea drink. Green tea, now I like green tea, but you have to watch it and look on the label, read the label, and see how much caffeine is in that as well if you're going to try to drink it at night. Because you want to be sure that you're not getting that caffeine to make you stay awake and you be wide awake at night and can't sleep, tossing and turning. Okay, we've got, if you don't have, if you haven't tried a probiotic food before, the flavors can be pungent, quite strong. They are quite strong because the Greek yogurt, when I first tasted it, I'm like, that stuff is really awful. But the benefits from it, if you just even eat a little bit of it at a time until your body can get adjusted to it, even a teaspoon a day or so is going to help develop a taste for it because the benefits outweigh the terrible taste. And if you want to explore taking a probiotic supplement, you can talk to your healthcare provider because I am not, by no means am I a physician. I just know that before, in the old days, nobody took all these supplements. We got it in the fruits and vegetables and the things that we ate and the things that we drank. So it shouldn't be much more different that from that today. And I hate taking pills, so I'd rather get it from my food. Okay. And the next thing is going to be a well balanced meal. So on this well balanced meal and a well balanced diet, I have a picture here of the plate. They call it my plate now, but you should have half of that plate should be vegetables. Either raw, you could have a fourth raw and a fourth cooked, or you can have a large salad there. But only a fourth of that plate should contain your carbohydrates like your rice, your pasta, your breads, your cereal, and then a fourth of it, your meat or your fish. And that should be a guideline for any meal because what you want to do is you want to keep that diet balanced so that along with the water and the fluids that you're drinking, the well balanced meal, and then you're doing those steps, you can't help but start to see drastic changes in sleeping and your overall body functions, even with your bowel movements and everything. And also, it should produce some weight loss, and your overall general health is going to be a lot better. Although we know it can be challenging, it still can be done because we've seen lots of people do that. Can a daily supplement prevent colds and protect your eyes? Benefits of vitamin C. Vitamin C, also known as ascorbic acid, is one of your essential nutrients that keeps the body functioning. It's found in many foods and dietary supplements as well. What vitamin C does is aids in many biological functions, including the synthesis of collagen. Collagen is the elasticity that is in our body that we have in our skin and our joints with our muscles and tendons. This is what you want to keep you looking ageless. So vitamin C plays a vital role in that. It's going to help in repairing the maintenance of our bones, cartilage, and teeth. Some of the vitamin C foods that you see on my picture here, I have salmon, I have grapefruit, avocado, blueberries, apples, look like broccoli, maybe some broccoli. So any of your vitamin C can be found in fruits, but also in vegetables as well, but especially your citrus fruits. Now, there are those of us that have uh, problems with our stomachs like GERD, acid reflux. Now, if you're one of those, because a lot of people like to drink orange juice, especially this time of year, and that's fine. if you can tolerate it. But if you cannot tolerate it, they do have the low pulp and the low acid orange juice. I don't know how well those work, but for myself, I prefer the little emergency packs, and I'll show you that later on in the slides. Because anytime you take any medication, the liquid medication is going to absorb a lot faster into your system than any pill form or any gel cap form, even the fast release forms that they put out there. The liquid is going to digest a lot faster and be absorbed a lot faster in your system. More benefits of vitamin C. The one condition of vitamin C can definitely treat your vitamin C deficiency. According to research, there's an estimate of 7.1% of the United States population that could be classified as vitamin C deficient. And when you're really, really bad deficient in vitamin C, you see that scurvy or those people with the legs that are bowed, really bowed out. It is not a natural bow-leggedness, but they're really bowed. That's what scurvy is. And they also have a lot of bruising. Your gums will bleed. You'll have weakness, fatigue, which is just a fancy word for tiredness. And you'll also develop a rash. And that's all from not having enough vitamin C. Vitamin C is, and I know fruits, especially, is beginning to get cold again. So fruit is going to be more expensive. And of course, with coronavirus, everything is expensive right now anyway. So some of your chewable tablets or the liquid forms of vitamin C would probably be better. Vitamin C deficiency is also believed by some to aid in the treatment and or prevention of numerous diseases, including the common cold, asthma, bronchitis, even cancer, because it has it's loaded with antioxidants. And so those are what you want to fight off what we call free radicals, which is just cancer cells or not healthy cells that are just floating around in your bloodstream. It causes chronic pain, cataracts, gastritis, glaucoma, heart disease, high blood pressure. So there's not one part of the body that it doesn't affect if you are low or deficient in vitamin C. Cold and flu season. Although the evidence supporting these claims is generally weak, there have been several promising findings in recent years. Now, the common cold, of course, comes around every year. According to a 2007 study or review involving over 11,000 participants, vitamin C supplements did nothing to reduce the rate of colds in participants. It did nothing at all. But with that being said, the authors noted that vitamin C could potentially benefit performance, athletes, or people living, I can't see the rest of it, people living in, I can't see that. But anyway, it's even if they said that it showed that I'm a person that if I go ahead and start taking those supplements, I have found personally that it does help me. A lot of time working in small space and around people that you're in an office with, and when cold and flu season and stuff, long as you keep your hands washed, and since we're having to wear a mask anyway, that vitamin C certainly is not going to help because of all of the other benefits that it has. Common cold haven't killed any of us. So the benefits still outweigh it not really curing or doing anything for the cold. Common cold is the most the oldest virus that I know that's been around for ages, and nobody has been able to cure the common cold. So it has also shown that 135 milligrams of vitamin C per day can help prevent certain types of cataracts found in people's eyes. Usually, the dose is at least 363 milligrams, and they did find that it reduced the risk by less than 57%, but 57% is a pretty big number. Now, macular degeneration is just something that happens with aging eyes, you know, changes in our eyes just related to the aging process. And that's characterized by when you start having vision loss. Usually the doctor want to tell you, well, it's time for some bifocals, is what the ophthalmologist is going to tell you. But that vitamin C with beta carotene and vitamin E and zinc slowed the process of it. And later on my slide, I'm going to show you where in the liquid form they come in packages, and this vitamin C with the zinc and the vitamin E and all those other different things are found in that emergency or that airborne. And I'll show you guys that later. Vision loss and benefits of vitamin C. So people at a high risk of the disease who took at least 500 milligrams of vitamin C a day with the beta carotene slowed the progression of their macular degeneration by 25% and the loss of visual acuity by 15%. So certain types of cataracts, the vitamin C would need to be at 135 milligrams. While the antioxidants seem to reduce the oxidative stress that's associated with these diseases in your eyes, there is little to no evidence that it directly influences. But with the study that they did do, they did find that 25% slowed down the progression and the loss of acuity at least by 15%. Possible side effects. Although vitamin C is generally considered safe, high doses can cause adverse effects. We know when we do anything, you need to do everything in moderation. We don't even too much water can kill you. So you do all things in moderation. And some of the things that it can cause, like we talked about some of it, if you have stomach problems, any kind of heartburn, nausea, headaches, stomach cramps, diarrhea. Doses over 2,000 milligrams are considered extreme and may increase the risk also of severe diarrhea or kidney stones. And trust me, you do not want a kidney stone. And drinking plenty of water and plenty of fluids will help prevent those kidney stones from developing in those little tiny tubules in the ureters. So back to my water and hydration, drink your water, drink your fluids daily. While you can safely take vitamin C during pregnancy, excessive use may cause harm to the newborn. So generally speaking, you're going to do what your physician, they usually give you the prenatal vitamins and iron. They usually have enough of what you need. And if he tells you that you need more, I'm sure he will tell you how much more you need. So if you're pregnant, please follow what the physician tells you to do. Some of the drug interactions with vitamin C can also occur. It can raise your blood sugar because think about what vitamin C is coming from. Your fruits, your citrus fruits and vegetables, and these all have natural sugars. Although they're not our granulated and our man-made sugars, natural sugars will still run your blood sugar up really fast. So you have to remember that your serving size is a half of a fruit is a serving, unless it's a very small apple or a very small orange. Then it's okay to have that one, but usually a half of a fruit or half of a vegetable is a serving. So keep that in mind. If you are diabetic and you're eating and trying to get the vitamin C in, you might need to take a supplement tablet rather than to try to eat all that fruit. And you still don't want to take too much because you don't want it to raise your blood sugar. And anything greater than 300 milligrams per day will increase the risk of death from heart disease. Vitamin C can also slow the excretion of estrogen. Women, we don't want that to be slowed down because we need our hormonal balances to keep us from having these cranky, weird moods. You come in there one morning, you bite everybody's head off, and then you're sitting off and you're going, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's going on. Well, those are your estrogen levels, of levels that's between our progesterone and estrogen that rise and fall. That gives you those severe mood swings. So you want to be sure that you not getting too much, but the vitamin C can slow the excretion of it. So we kind of need that. Drug interactions also with the opposite is going to can occur with your antipsychotic drug prolixin. When taken together with vitamin C, is going to reduce the concentration of that in your bloodstream, and it reduces the efficacy of that drug. So don't take any supplemental. What we're talking about today are all supplemental forms of nutrients that we can get into our body to try to help our immune defense to be up and ready. But if you are on prescription medications, do not take anything before you consult your doctor. And he will let you know whether or not there's a drug interaction with you taking that supplement. And then if you can confer with him and see, or her, and see if what he needs you to do is to take a lesser dose. Vitamin C also makes certain chemotherapy drugs less effective. So to avoid interactions, there it is down there. Let your doctor know if you're taking it or any supplements, not just vitamin C, calcium, vitamin D, anything, iron, anything that you want to take. You always want to check first to make sure that it's not going to be a drug-to-drug interaction. What to look for? Not all vitamin C supplements are created equal. To better ensure the quality and safety, choose supplements that have been tested and certified by an independent certifying body, such as the United States Pharmacopoeia, the Consumer Lab, or the NSF International. Also, be aware of the different types of vitamin C, including the L-ascorbic acid, which is typically derived from corn, and others that combines your ascorbic acid with minerals, such as sodium or calcium. Now, if it's derived from corn, corn is a starch. Starch is one of those things that will raise your blood sugar. So that's one of the things, if you are diabetic, that you want to watch for, if it has the L-ascorbic acid. Okay. So these are some of the things that are good for your vitamin C. So if you look at the top one here, it's talking about your emergency. This is one that is a liquid. They are packages, and you just pour it in about maybe 4 to 6 ounces of water, and it fizzes up. This is the super orange. And guys, since the coronavirus has been around, this was the only flavor that I could find, was the super orange. I don't like anything orange. So I still take it, but I have to drink it really fast. And I don't think you're really supposed to drink it that fast, but it's nasty. They do have a raspberry flavor that's don't seem to be as acidic to me as the orange flavor is. But this one has vitamin C's as well as your zinc and other, it has vitamin D and zinc in it. And since it's a liquid, it's a lot more easier absorbed, a lot faster. And I mean, it gives you energy like crazy. So you do feel a whole lot better when you take this. The elderberry is also good for the immune support. And I see they have some elderberry gummies. I have not seen these anywhere. Maybe you can order them online or somewhere. Maybe they have them at a pharmacy, but I haven't seen them. I'll be looking out for those. Airborne has been out for a while. It's like the effervescent tablets, kind of like your alka seltzer. And it also has your vitamin C plus your 13 different vitamins, minerals, and herbs. It helps to support your immune system as well. And I think with the airborne or the emergency, if you find yourself sniffling and see you're starting to get a runny nose, if you go ahead and start taking some of those supplements, then it will actually shorten the time that you will have that cold, that runny nose and stuff. Because seasonal allergies, it also helps with that. If it'll help to boost that immune system and help to fight that off as well. Now, the Spring Valley is what we see a lot of time at the department stores like Walmart, Kmart. You will see those, and you can have your vitamin C tablets. I think they have the vitamin C gummies. They have all different times, whichever one is more palatable for you. But the liquids are a lot more faster in their absorption rate. Do I need vitamin C supplement? As a general rule, of course, it's always best to get your nutrients from food rather than pills, and that's what I would prefer. But a lot of times, if we get the amounts that we needed to get the amounts that we needed, we'd be eating all day and all night. So sometimes you have to get that supplement in there. So with that being said, you can take a daily vitamin C supplement. It won't cause any harm. It's just going to help you bolster your RDA, which is just your recommended daily allowance if you happen to fall short. A lot of times in the winter months, I don't eat, and a lot of people I think don't eat as much fruit during that time because it's winter and it's just hard to get it. What I found is a lot of times the frozen fruit is a good deal because you can get those frozen blueberries, put them in your oatmeal, or you can get those frozen blueberries and make your nice little smoothie. You can do different things with it and still get your vitamin C. And they have a whole lot of the large bags of frozen fruit that you can use. Vitamin C content. Bell peppers has 123 milligrams. Your guava, 222 milligrams. Kiwi fruit has 222 milligrams. Broccoli has 89 milligrams. Mango, 32. So your best sources of vitamin C are going to be your red, green, and yellow bell pepper, your guava, and your kiwi. Your raw mango has 83, your strawberries 83, and your methe, I don't even know, I'm not sure what that is, has 58 milligrams, some type of green. And your amaranth. Now, foods that are rich, we said your red peppers, of course, your orange juice. And that's only 3/4 of a cup, not an 8-ounce cup. Only 3/4 of a cup is a serving. A red pepper, if it's raw, a half a cup is a serving. And on that food plate guide, let me interject on that right quick. When you have raw vegetables, you can actually eat more raw. You can eat a lot more of the raw vegetables than cooked to get that serving size. But now a lot of those raw vegetables you have to really watch because they are really gas forming. So if you're going to eat a lot of those raw ones, make sure that you're taking whatever you take. If you have GERD or something like that, that you take it as prescribed before you eat those vegetables. So these were the things that Brussels sprouts weren't on there. A half a cup of the Brussels sprouts are 48 milligrams per serving for half a cup. Tomato juice is rich in vitamin C. Half a cup serving is going to give you 33 milligrams, and also cantaloupe. Now we come to our benefits of our elderberries juice. Elderberry extract has been shown to be a safe, efficient, and a cost-effective treatment for both cold and flu symptoms, thanks to its anthocyanidins or its anthocyanidins, which are the big daddy of our antioxidants. Again, that word antioxidant is something that fights off cancer cells or free radical cells that's just floating around in the body that shouldn't be there. The cool thing about these nutrients is that their capacity as antioxidants extend far beyond kicking free radicals. It also has a growing body of scientific research revealing that it also plays an essential role in protecting our tissues, our cells, and our vital organs. So if it's protected our tissues, our cells, and our vital organs, it should be one of the number one things that will help us during this COVID crisis. Major cold and flu relief, sinus infection aid. It also helps with anti-inflammatory properties. So it also helps clear up sinus infections. It lowers the blood sugar. Research has been done on it, and it shows that extracts of the elderberry flower stimulates glucose metabolism. So it helps you to metabolize that glucose from your bloodstream, and the secretion helps you to secrete insulin, therefore lowering your blood sugar levels. It's also a natural diuretic. Elder has been shown to promote both urination and I guess urination excretion, like I left out a word there. It's also a natural laxative. In combination with other compounds, it also helps to treat constipation. And I'm sure it'll taste a lot better than some of those powders that we have to mix with water or with juice. It's a bioflavonoid and antioxidant, as well as a high vitamin A content. And that makes it awesome for your skin health. You want that beautiful glowing skin, elderberry juice will help you get it there. It eases allergies. Since allergies also involve an overaction of the immune system, as well as inflammation, elderberry's ability to improve that inflammation is going to help treat those allergy symptoms. It helps prevent cancer because of, like we said before, like the anthocyanidins, and it have been shown to have a broad spectrum of therapeutic pharmacologic anti-carcinogenic, which is just a big word that's saying it fights cancer agents, it fights cancer cells. May improve your heart health as well. It's found mixed that well, those results have been mixed, but they're saying that it may improve your cardiovascular health, and it may also have beneficial effects on high blood pressure. It keeps the respiratory system healthy, because a lot of times when we got something respiratory going on, once again, that's just inflammatory process. So it helps with that inflammatory process. I don't know about preventing influenza successfully, but I think that it will help with the symptoms of it. It keeps infections at bay, strengthens the immune system, boosts the digestive system, keeps cholesterol, helps to lower your cholesterol. Nothing cured that, it does not cure, I don't think it cures diabetes, but it does help to maintain bone health. I think it helps to reduce your glucose levels, is what it says. in the research, and it ruins, it has a positive effect on cancerous cells. Your gives you clean and clear, youthful look. Is the the anti-cancer fighting properties of elderberry juice have also been documented and shown. How does vitamin D affect the immune system or the immune health? It's necessary for proper functioning of your immune system, which is your body's that vitamin D. Your immune system is your first body's line of defense against infection and disease. And actually, your gut health is your first line of defense for all of our immune systems. So, remember those probiotics. And a lot of those probiotics have vitamin D supplements added to them. That's going to help boost your immune system. It plays a critical role in promoting the immune response. So when we get a bug in our system, our body is going to automatically try to fight that bug off. That's what we mean by that immune response. And it's going to respond to both anti-inflammatory and immunoregulatory properties. That means it's going to try to keep the immune system regulated. Vitamin D is known also to enhance the function of immune cells, including our T cells and macrophages. Your macrophages are those cells that eat up the bad bacteria. We call them the Pac-Man cells of the blood, and they eat up those bad cells in the bloodstream. Then it helps to protect our body against those pathogens that invades our bloodstreams. In fact, this vitamin is so important for the immune function that low levels of vitamin D have been associated with increased susceptibility to infection, disease, and immune-related disorders. And as darker skinned people, people of color, we don't absorb it as well because our skin is so dark. So it's hard for us to absorb it through the sun. So a lot of times, when you're feeling really bad and tired and things, get your vitamin D levels checked when you're not sleeping well and stuff. Get your vitamin D level checked because a lot of times that's all it is. And you need some vitamin D added or some vitamin D supplements. For example, low vitamin D levels are associated with respiratory disease, including tuberculosis, asthma, COPD, viral and bacterial respiratory infections. So in summary, vitamin D is critical for the immune function. A deficient in this nutrient may compromise immune response and increase your risk of infection and disease. And with what we have with corona and the flu season about to come now, we don't need that. So some of your common risk factors for vitamin D deficiency is having dark skin, being elderly, because as we get older, we just don't absorb some of our nutrients as well, being overweight or obese, not eating much fish or dairy products. That's another thing that, as a people, many of your Hispanics and your darker skinned people, we don't do dairy products well. A lot of us have lactose intolerance. Well, they have different things out there now that can help, or the lactose, you can buy the lactate milk, or you can buy the little pills. They do help. They help a whole lot. So get your dairies in because you still need it for those bones, for those teeth, and for your general overall health. Living far from the equator also, where they have little sun, affects the vitamin D level. Sunscreen, you should still use it all the time, and staying indoors. We need to get out sometimes and still try to absorb some of that sun. But even if our skin is dark, still put the sunscreen on, as the earth is a lot closer to the sun now because of the ozone layer. So you want to keep that in mind. Warning signs that you have that deficiency: aching bones, muscle weakness, depression, head sweats, chronic health problems, constantly tired, and dark skin. These are warning signs of vitamin D deficiency. Now we're going to go to garlic. What do you think garlic can do for us? Well, garlic can boost our immunity as well because it works as an anti-inflammatory. Garlic oil works as an excellent anti-inflammatory. It has been shown to improve cardiovascular health, gives you better hair and skin because of, here we go again with that word again, antioxidants. This is what we want our body and our bloodstream to be filled with, these antioxidants that's going to keep those cancer cells and all those cells that's not supposed to be floating around freely in our bloodstream. Protect your food. It protects your food because it has an antibacterial property, and it also treats athletes' feet because of the antifungal properties. So, like I said, a few words of caution. I am by no means a doctor. So, always consult with your physician before adding any supplement to your diet, as some supplements may interfere with prescription medications prescribed by your physician. Garlic's health benefits are plenty, but do not add too much to your diet too quickly. Too much of anything is not good for you. Remember, do all things in moderation. Overdose of anything can cause discomfort, including an upset stomach, bloating, diarrhea, bad breath, of course, is garlic, and a body odor. Do all things in moderation. If you take blood thinners, garlic supplement can increase that medication's effect, making it even harder for your blood to clot. So be careful. Okay, that concludes my presentation. And now, if we have any questions, I will attempt to answer those questions as in, I can't see the questions.
Okay, Sister Humphreys, I recorded the questions. We only have one, and it was from Dr. Robin Steps. And the question is, how beneficial are the vitamin C packets? And you may have answered that as we went on.
I think I did. I think it's in there because what that vitamin C does is it works on so many different the packet, and I have those here because this is what I take. I do have one left of the raspberry that I had. It's very beneficial because I was having some other health problems, but if I didn't get at least a pack of these in a day, getting out of bed was even hard to do. It gives you energy, it helps your skin, it really does build your immune system. Because I feel like when I really got sick back in October, if I hadn't been drinking these already, that it would have been really worse. So it does. It helps. Are we going to make this available where the slide is on our page?
Yes, we'll make it available.
So we'll do that, and then if you all have any more questions, then feel free to contact me or you when we're on our Facebook Live again. I'll be doing these probably periodically. This is something that I do locally at the church anyway. So when you have questions, just shoot me something through our Zoom or something on our Facebook Live page, and I will get back with you guys.
Sister Humphreys, can you say a little bit about with flu season coming up, and we know the flu shot and all those things, and with the symptoms of COVID and the symptoms of the flu, how important is it to make sure that you go get checked if you're having any type of symptoms?
Okay, you need to know the difference between the flu and COVID. The flu, of course, they both cause body aches. They both cause what we call general malaise, where you're just tired and you have no energy. But the difference in the flu and COVID is that you're going to get that extremely high temperature. Now, you can get a temperature with the flu, but I'm talking about it can go up to 100, 300, and 4 with COVID. And also, you're going to find that those lungs, you just cough, you cough, you cough, you cough. And you, no matter how much you try to get in, you know how you can just inhale and exhale and take a really nice, big, deep breath. With COVID, you really can't do that. You'll find yourself doing all that coughing. You're so short of breath. You have no energy. You barely have energy to get yourself up and sit up in the bed or to answer a phone call. You might start to see a bluish color to your fingertips and around your mouth. This is saying that, hey, you're depleting your body of oxygen almost completely. And if you are, please get to a doctor before that point. Call your physician and let them know that you're having that shortness of breath. You are having the bluish discoloration. You can't stop coughing. You have this high fever. You have a headache like you've never had before, and that you really feel like you need a chest x ray. Do those things so they can rule out the difference between flu and corona.
Yes. Okay. Well, I don't see any other questions coming in at this time. I just knew that that was one, having having dealt with COVID myself, and a lot of the things that you talked about tonight, the zinc, the vitamin C, the vitamin D, all of those things that we took to help to build our immune system, because truly with COVID, you have to attack it before it attacks your body. You got to start working on, like you said, if you feel, start having those symptoms, whatever, go get tested, contact your doctor. Um, so that was very, very good information. And we thank you on tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. And for Main Street, this information is recorded, so we will be getting it out to you all. So thank you from the Main Street Church of God in Christ. You all have a good evening. Bye now.
Thank you.